Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 7th Greaves Promotions podcast. I'm your host, David Wainwright. I'm delighted to have as my guest this evening the fighting pride of Grimsby, super-featherweight Levi Giles. How's things going, mate?
Everything's going good, mate. Thank you. Cheers for having us on.
Yeah, no problem at all, mate. No problem at all. Rewind back to nearly 12 months ago. Supposed to be fighting at Cleethorpes on Friday the 20th of March.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the show got cancelled due to the British Boxing Board of Control suspending all boxing. I know Cole was devastated because we obviously spoke when it was announced. It must have been, devastating for you with the training you'd have gone through to get.
Yeah. I mean, the only positive thing we can take away from that is it was another camp complete that went really well. That's basically the only positive thing we can take away, because obviously we didn't get to fight. We didn't find out till 3 days before that the show did actually cancel. So it was a bit gutting, but it's just one of them things, innit? I suppose we've moved on. We're still training. I have had a few fight dates come along against a few opponents that have pulled out on us, but I'm not into dropping names or like that.
Yes.
But we have actually got a date, I believe, to box for the Midlands title. So there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, of course. Yes. Cole's not shared that information with me, so that's a bit of a little bit of a scoop. But you don't feel like you want to share who the opponent is yet, or if you'd rather not.
It's all to be announced. To be honest, I don't even. I've been told a couple of names. I don't actually know who they are, but it'll all be announced sooner, right? Hopefully, But yeah, we've had to ease off the training a little bit because we weighed in on the weekend. I'm back sparring now. I've done I've done 2 spars. I sparred last night with Gavin McDonnell, and I sparred last week with Maxie Hughes. So we're getting class sparring now, which is hopefully continues over the next few weeks. So yeah, I weighed in on Saturday. I think I was 9 stone 10, 9'11". So I was like, we need to ease off a bit now. We've got so long, but the date and that'll be announced soon. And yeah, there's some good news coming for us anyway.
Yeah, wonderful. I mean, I suppose last time you fought, you boxed on the 4th of October 2019, which seems like a lifetime ago, not just like a year or so ago.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Obviously, you beat David Birmingham, who was your first opponent with a winning record. Not even thinking.
No, I boxed. I boxed Siraj Ahmed. He won 2, lost 1. He was. That was we took that fight quite. I think that was me 4th fight, I believe. He was a tricky lad. He had a winning record, and he's actually just had a win over. I think he boxed in Pakistan. I think, but he's back on the winning side. So we've had a couple of fights that have been. They've been all right, on paper they look good anyway, to say. Yes.
No, of course. I mean, what I mean is, they obviously beat David Birmingham, who was 9-5. He'd been in with some good lads. Your stoppage was, when I had a quick look on BoxRec, I must have missed it with a winning record. My glasses must need cleaning. But obviously you'd stopped. He'd been in there, had an area title fight. And you'd stopped him in the second round, which was faster than anyone else had stopped it. So, you stopped him in the second round, which was the quickest he'd been stopped. So obviously that's a good, good starting point for getting names on your record.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the aim would have been, but for COVID, would have been for either a Midland area title or a Central area title.
Yeah, Midlands. Yeah. We had a schedule. I was meant to box Sean Davis on the Beachcomber show, but which would have been it'd have been probably a step. I would have classed it as a step up. Actually, he's quite. He's been in there with some good names, Sean Davis, and he's quite a tough man. So I think that would have been quite a tough test. I think we would have looked to go in there and put a show on and get him out of there. But it didn't come off. But with the news we've had, we are happy. that we're just building. We're working all the time. It's been hard to keep motivated, but it's professional's not about getting. I don't think professional's about getting a fight date and just training just for the fight day. We train all year round. We're not. It's professional, so you've got to go about everything in a professional manner. And as a team, that's what we do. We're training all the time. We keep our weight down, and we stay ready for whatever, especially in these circumstances, because we was hopefully being wishful thinking really that was someone might say, oh, do you want to box on one of these big shows? But unfortunately, nothing's actually come off. I've had a few names thrown at us that, we've accepted the names that have been thrown at us, but they've just either chose other people or they've it just hasn't come off. Just been unfortunate, really. But I think the future is looking a bit better now.
Yes, so. Of course. Yes, yeah. I mean, I know they're talking about, come June, fans, fingers crossed that Boris's route map to happiness and normality, or
a bit of normality,
everything will fall into place.
Yeah,
but, I mean, I know obviously you're in good hands with Matty Teague, your trainer. He's obviously been keeping you at it.
I've got great coaches. I mean, Matthew Teague, Andy Blackett. Andy's been with me since I was a babby, since I first went into the boxing gym, young. We've got Neil Jones, who does my strength and conditioning. He puts a lot of time into us, and we've got Neil Lofts as well, whose his knowledge is second to none. I've got a great team.
And obviously looking after your better interests, getting you the fights and everything. Obviously the boss, Carl Greaves.
Yeah, the gaffer. Carl. I want to, with everything we've asked for from Carl, when we've asked for step ups, we've asked for higher rounds, the home shows. He's always delivered for us, and that's from a boxing perspective, what more can you want out of a manager? So Carl's a great guy. Yeah, he's done quite a lot for us, to be fair.
I mean, obviously there must have been times over the last 12 months where it's been very difficult. It must have been difficult. Like you said, I know you're professional. You look after, you're looking after yourself. You're keeping busy. You're trying to do the right things. But obviously, you're not a robot. Do you know what I mean? There must be times where somebody, like as Andy Blackett had to say to you, look, come on, just hang in there. Your trainers must.
I mean, it's one of them. It's been, especially, when you're talking about 12 months ago, it was hard to say when's anything going to go back to normal? When are we going to fight again? Are we going to fight again? Are we wasting years? But as a team, we said, look, we're still young. We're still 23, 24. We've got plenty of time. You don't really reach your prime until, in my opinion, 26, 27. So as far as that goes, we've took the year and used it into sort of our favour as much as we can. So we just worked on stuff, different things, and everything we've been working on will come out as soon as we get this fight date announced. And it'll come out. I want the better fights, some of these journeymen. They're clever. They're on the inside. They do go in there to tuck up. They're clever at what they do. It's the job, isn't it? They want to get out of there as fit as they can to box next week for some more money, which is fair play to them. There's definitely easier jobs out there.
Yes,
and I think we've dealt with everyone we've boxed quite not. We've got. I'd say it's been a big learning curve, and I think we've dealt with everyone quite comfortably, and we've got a few stoppages along the way. And the best me is definitely yet to come, and what we've been working on. And I don't really believe in ring rust. I think if you prepare for a fight right, I think the ring rust. You do rounds in the gym, you spar, and I won't really say I can't. It's not. I don't really believe in ring rust. I'm not. If you prepare for something correctly, then you will go in there and we'll perform, and that's what we plan on doing. And the better the opponent, the better we'll go in and perform. So.
Yeah, and I mean, there's obviously been a bit of boxing, behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Is from obviously you're watching it as a fan. Is there any of the fights that that have been standouts for you that you've seen?
I mean, I'm a big. I've always been a big boxing fan. From little, from when I was a Bane all the way up to now. And yeah, there's been a few cracking fights, to be honest, behind closed doors. I mean, the Dillian White, Vetkin #1. I'm really looking forward to the card next week. You've got Ted Cheeseman had a cracking fight, really good 50-50 fight with Eggington, and now he's boxing Metcalf next week. That's going to be you know what you're going to get with them both. It's going to be centre of the ring, Gatti Ward style. I like them kind of fights. They're good to watch. You've got Michael McKinson is boxing Chris Congo next week. Some of these behind closed door shows are bringing. I've had some of the. I think Matchroom have had some of the best 50-50 fight shows on.
Yes,
Eddie just keeps delivering. So yeah, roll on the next couple of weeks. Some big shows coming up.
And obviously, nice for us to all watch Avanasi and Kelly as well.
I mean, that was just class. I mean, I said to so many people, David's going to beat Kelly. I don't even think without disrespecting Josh Kelly, because he's a quality operator. But without disrespecting him too much, I said Kelly's he'll win. David will win this fight with ease. He'll take him into deep waters and he'll stop him. And that's just what he did. He just showed his level in there. And he's ready. He's ready now to go on to world honours. And I think he's got some really tough world champions at that weight. But he deserves to go on and definitely box for one of them world titles. I'd love to see David fight Danny Garcia, someone like that. I think there's some quality fights out there that for boxing fans that pay loads of money to see.
No, that's right. Well, at that weight, there's probably 10 or even a dozen fighters that you'd say, why aren't they like one of the 4 main belt holders?
Yeah.
It's just that deep.
It's just that good. That division's just that, it's that good. I don't think it's just like you see, so if you're one of them world champions at that weight, there's something special. It's the same in the lightweight division. We were saying this the other day about Luke Campbell going up and saying that a lot of people disrespect Luke, but it is quality Luke. He's I think if there was anyone else in there in the lightweight division, Luke could be probably a multi-world champion. But it's just there's that many tough fights out there.
Yes,
it's just so hard in them divisions that they're jam-packed full of great fighters. Mexicans, Americans mostly, but yeah, quality.
Yes. I mean, is there any, over the last, have you had any other difficulties, with regards to obviously the old well's been turned upside down. How's life, sort of out the ring been for you? Has it just been obviously very quiet?
Hectic. I mean, we've been hectic at weight, to be honest. Our weight picked up because the oil refinery were on face was saying that they won't get any more people inducted, so there's miles and miles of work to do, and they've got people on. So I've been really busy outside work, and especially with home life as well. It's exactly the same with yourself a little.
Yes.
But yeah, luckily for me, like the other half makes it quite easier for me at home. So.
Yes. I mean, you said we're hoping to be fighting for titles, and that obviously that's the plan. Like we said, you're in good hands. You've got good coaches, good management.
Yeah.
It's all in place. It's just a case of let's get back to normal. Obviously Grimsby's, like with the boxing. Obviously, Kev, a former Greaves Promotions fighter, Kev Hooper. Obviously, it's obviously been great for you to follow in his footsteps, with area titles, England,
going up, building
and move on. And then I suppose, and also to be nice, I know Grimsby are struggling with the football a bit. It'd be nice,
don't, mate. 93rd minute equaliser yesterday. It just gets worse.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not looking great football-wise.
No, I think it'd just be nice for something local, for the local people, for to see yourself move upwards in the super featherweight division.
Yeah, I've got a great following. Everywhere we go, they'll come with us. The quality, Whether that's home, whether that's away, we go. I'll sell the, there's nigh on the same amount of tickets wherever we go, because they just love watching the boxing. They like coming to support, make a good night. They are quite loud, but they're not no trouble causing. They couldn't have asked for any better supporters, to be honest.
Right. So, just thinking, but is there any other fights that I know we touched on Vivek in White 2, which is one fight I'm looking forward to as well.
Yeah.
Anything else that it's coming on the horizon? Obviously, Billy Joe Saunders Canelo. That's going to be.
I think a lot of people. I don't think that fight's. I know a lot of people are saying that 50. I really don't think that's a 50-50 fight. I think Canelo's just far too good. I think at super middle. I don't think Billy Joe's a super middleweight. I think, if anything, I think his best is at middleweight, and I think Canelo's just as far as level goes, he's elite. There's not many in elite level, but is up there, and he pound for pound.
Yes.
There's not many. You could say that are elite, but is at the minute for me is probably one of the best to do it in boxing at this minute. I've got a few up there, but is definitely one of my favourite to watch.
Yes, yeah. And then obviously from a British fan's point of view, it's not, well, when it happens, where it happens, Joshua Fury, that's just going to be
massive.
That's going to be something for me to tell my grandchildren, you to tell your grandchildren. We watched, wherever it is, you'll remember, you'll say, you'll know where you watched it, whether it's UK or
as far as British boxing clashes goes, that's got to be one of, if not the biggest clash in Britain. Every world title on the line. It's when you talk about like Nigel Benn and Eubank, when you talk about Benn and Eubank and people like that, for me, I think that's probably one of the biggest ever fights we could have hopefully in Britain. Hopefully.
Yes. And who would you be siding with when it eventually happens?
I think I'd have to go for Fury on points. I think so. Maybe a late stoppage, but you can't write Joshua off. He's a beast, isn't he? As far as when you look at the heavyweight scene, that's who you want. You could have him on the posters, couldn't you?
Yes.
Just the way he is, the way he looks, and he's just a beast, isn't he? He's definitely. It'd be a great clash. That. I think Fury. I think for me, Fury would beat him, but you can't ever write someone as especially with the power and how technically good he actually is, Joshua. I think. Yes. I think a lot of people would write him off, so I think he'd be going in as the underdog, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's right. Right, I think we've just about covered everything that we need to cover. Is there any, before I let you get on with the rest of your evening? First of all, I'd like to thank you for your time, mate. Really appreciate it. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for having us on, mate.
That's all right, mate. Anytime. And
I'll just give a shout out to my sponsors on this.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that have stuck by me. Even look, there's no fight dates, but these boys have stuck by me. So I've got Adam Coolidge from Boston Hydroponics. He's been with me from day one. I've got Matt Keatley from Total Cladding Installations. He's just again same again from day one. I've got Michael Wellborn. Is another one. I've got Dean Youngs. I've got Dean Youngs. I've got what else have I got? I've got that many. I've got that many people that have stuck by me throughout the whole of from day one to now. It's just remembering them all. I've got Russell's Chip Shop. There's another one that's been with me from day one. Mike's another guy. Is been with us again, and then me newest one is Terry Hayes, who's come on board, and that's wants to look and said, I think you can go, the world's your oyster. So he joined us. And yeah, just thanks to them guys that make things a lot easier for me, especially financial wise. It don't, it takes that stress away, the travel costs and stuff like that for sparring and gear. Yeah, without them, it'd make things a lot more stressful anyway. So yeah, thanks to them boys.
And also, I suppose, with having a supportive missus to keep things ticking.
Yeah.
Here and there.
Yeah, I mean that's another one. I mean, my mum does a lot of my meals. You see, my mum, that's just from day one to now, because we've never failed weight. And she's always, it's just that's another thing that makes it so much easier for me. And then again, like you say, my missus, on the other hand, just makes things easy to be honest, and between us all, it's just one big team, from supporters to sponsors to my family life. It's just one big team, and we'll make things as easy as we can outside. So it makes, I can just focus on just boxing and get as far as we can.
Okay, mate. Well, look, that's absolutely fantastic, mate. Look, great talking to you, buddy.
Yes, mate. Thank you for having us on.
And we'll catch up when we've got a fight date. We'll catch up and do another one and chat about some other things as well.
It'll be hopefully within the next week. The fight date comes out and what it's for and who it's against. But yeah, it's exciting news.
Yeah, top man, mate. I wish you all the best, and we'll catch up soon. Thank you. Cheers,
Thank you, mate. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.